Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here with me. This is Empowered Gems Tarot. My name is Melissa. This channel used to be called Tarot by Melissa, so if you've been searching for me under that name, you are in the right place. Today's video is going to be a pick a card reading all about your upcoming month of October. So we're going to be looking to see what energies are ahead for you as we navigate and transition into the month of October. We will be working with tarot and oracle cards in today's reading, and we will also be working with charms and dice as well to get some more well-rounded and specific messages for you. Getting into our disclaimers, remember that this is a general reading on YouTube that's been put out there for the collective consumption. So what that means is, even though you will be selecting a specific group of cards for your reading, it's still not a personal reading that is specifically catered to your own personal energy and your own personal situation. Your selected reading is going to be channeling the collective energy of all of the different people out there that selected the same pile as you. So you may find that some of the messages will resonate quite specifically and accurately to you, and sometimes you might find that the messages don't resonate at all, or some messages do and others don't. So as a best practice, use these readings as general guidance and confirmation of what you already know. And if something feels like it doesn't really fit your situation, do not try to force it to fit. Don't spend a lot of time dwelling on it. That's usually a sign that it's not your message, and you just need to release that and let that go. If you did want to book a personal reading, the details on how you can book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are going to be a better way to get a more specific and accurate read on your own personal energy and situation. So I definitely recommend that you partner with a tarot reader that you trust if you're feeling like you need more personalized guidance. All right, so let's go ahead and select your reading. If you're drawn to the first group of cards here, we're going to be working with this Prehnite Tower. If you're drawn to the second group of cards here, we're going to be working with this Amethyst Tower. And if you're drawn to the third group of cards here, we will be working with this blue Apatite Tower. I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about this upcoming month of October and what's in store for you. Go ahead and select the crystal that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your chosen reading. See you there. Hey Group 1, and welcome to your reading. So today we're looking into what's ahead for you for the upcoming month of October. We're going to be working with Oracle and Tarot cards first, and then we will transition into charms and dice as well. I will have the start time for the charms and dice in the timestamps down below in case any of you guys like to kind of skip ahead to that portion a little bit earlier. All right, so let's jump in. You guys selected the Prehnite crystal, and so Prehnite is basically like a very healing crystal. It's said to be the healing crystal for healers. So maybe a lot of you guys who chose group number 1, maybe you are a healer, or you work as maybe your job is in some field of healing. It could be like the medical field, the spiritual realm, mental health. It could just be that you have a naturally healing energy, or there's something being healed this month. So interesting that you were drawn to this crystal. We're going to kind of see how it connects in here in a moment. So overall energy for you guys this month is the energy of being debilitated. From the tarot, we have the 10 of Wands reversed, the 10 of Cups reversed, and the Lover's card. Okay, group 1. Wow, this is insane. Well, not insane, but it's just interesting, right? I think I'm going to pop that up there for right now. So overall energy, you guys this month, I think, are moving through a little bit of an area of discomfort. There's something here that I think is out of your depth for a lot of you guys. I feel for a lot of you that like something is changing or something is being released here. And some sort of major decision is also being required as well. Or you're working with someone that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, or connecting with someone that's making you guys feel this discomfort as well. Something about your environment this month, I worry, is maybe a little bit draining. And I am kind of seeing how it ties into the healing energy, which we'll get to in a minute here. But when we see this card, what this signifies is that the month ahead, there's going to be a challenge for you to kind of step into an area that's outside of your comfort zone. But the silver lining of this is that when you're uncomfortable, this is what promotes change for you, right? Nothing changes. You don't grow when you're just like sitting in your comfort zone, right? So there is something that Spirit is asking you to kind of grow and develop this month. And you will be getting some practice in growing and developing whatever the skill is for you. I see that there is this energy of release, especially toward the beginning of the month. We have an energy of letting things go, letting go of burdens, or, with this healing crystal that you all had selected, it could be that as we're coming into the month of October, a lot of you guys have been taking on too much. You've been maybe taking on the burdens with the 10 of Cups of others, like your family or just any groups that you belong to. There's a sense that you've been overworked for a lot of you guys. And so, this 10 of Wands is really about letting that stuff go, releasing burdens, knowing when to ask for help if you're feeling out of your depth, and releasing some of that and delegating it out to other people. There's definitely something about this month with the 10 of Cups in reverse that I do see you feeling sad about for some of you. I feel it's sadness or disappointment or just kind of like general discontent here. So it's like, even though there's a releasing of something that's been on your plate, it almost feels like it's requiring you to like leave something behind or remove yourself from what was once a very happy and kind of like idyllic situation. And for a lot of you guys with the 10 of Cups being here, this could specifically have to do with your family as well, family related matters. And then we round out here with the Lovers. I feel for a lot of you guys that boundaries are going to be very important this month, because what I'm seeing here is an energy exchange that is not the healthiest, right? We have a vampire coming here. There's someone or something about this situation that is very draining to your life force energy. And this is a person who wants to like take from you in order to kind of boost their own life force energy. And I think because a lot of you guys are healers and you have a naturally very healing, comforting, and soothing energy about you, it's only natural for you to attract this type of person or this type of situation, right? Because you want to help. It's like you want to take on the work. You want to take on the burdens of others. You want to be there to support and uplift others. But it runs the risk, if you don't set boundaries, of having people come in and kind of like overtake or deplete you, if that makes sense. So I feel that there is a decision to make here around this situation. And again, for some of you, this could have to do with family stuff, like a family member with the 10 of Cups. So let's see. Look, as I'm shuffling, what do we see here? Happy family. That's so interesting. Tell us a little bit more, please, Spirit, about what is happening this month for group number 1. Remember, guys, these are general readings as well. So the messages are not necessarily going to resonate with everybody, or for some of you, they're going to resonate more abstractly than specifically. So just keep that in mind. 10 of Cups, it does talk about family. It can talk about things like divorce, separation, family trouble. But it can also just metaphorically be talking about like seeing through daydreams or delusions, or kind of how do I want to phrase it? It's almost like kind of coming down from cloud 9 in a sense with regard to the way we were viewing a situation. It's like seeing a kind of a harsher reality versus the idyllic happiness that we once saw. So we have the throat chakra coming up here, 5th chakra. What else, please, Spirit, for group 1? Yeah, this is definitely expression, I think, is uncomfortable here this month. We also have caring connections. That's so interesting. We do have a man holding a coin in reverse. This could be like a father energy, a boss energy, husband energy, or just a masculine energy in reverse that some of you work with. Something to do with resources, support. So I think that this month you guys are working with someone or some group of people that might be just, there's differences here that I'm picking up on, right? And I think that it's going to be really important to communicate very clearly so that proper boundaries can be established here with the fifth chakra. Like we were talking about before, it's like being able to communicate when things need to be delegated is significant. Being able to communicate boundaries and standards, I think, is going to be significant to this as well. But with caring connections coming up here in the upright, this is talking about like, you know, a harmonious connection. But because we have it surrounded by like this discomfort, this lover's energy that's a little bit, you know, it shows kind of an unhealthy or scary dynamic, depending on how you view it. I do think that there's something about it that might not feel the most comfortable. So caring connections can be talking about like a love interest, a significant other coming into your life, or the focus this month is around something with a significant other, but it can really talk about any other type of partnership that's significant to you in your life. Group one. So let's continue group one. We're going to do a couple more cards, and then we're going to transition into the charms to get more info here. What else does group one need to know, Spirit, about the month of October? We have the owl. Wise seeing, wise action. Yeah. We do also have the graveyard, which talks about unnecessary fears. So I definitely feel for a lot of my group one viewers that there is something this month that you're kind of being pushed into that's forcing you to let go of something that you were once doing, okay? And I do think that there are maybe some fears that are justified around this, but I think a lot of this is also just fear of change. Because the graveyard specifically is symbolic to death. Death metaphorically talks about, you know, transitioning cycles, releasing something from the past in order to transition into the new beginning. Okay. So I think that there is something around confronting fears this month. And the owl is basically saying that this group, you all are wise. You are able to see and foresee challenges. You're able to see and foresee like maybe any problematic dynamics that could be coming into the picture for you in this new situation that you're in. And so what Spirit is guiding you to do this month is to really center in on making wise and discerning choices and decisions, and using your wisdom and the experiences that you've gone through in the past to help you kind of see through any ambiguity or uncertainty that's here. You guys are getting put out of your comfort zone, but with the owl being here, you guys come into this with already some type of wisdom and experience that you're able to contribute to this matter. So whether this has to do with dating in your love life, whether this has to do with like a work situation, whether this has to do with like a disharmonious family energy that you're shifting into this month for whatever reason, you do have some form of expertise and wisdom and experience that you can be applying to this situation, even though it feels out of your depth. Okay. Let's get one more, and then we'll transition to charms for you, group one. What else for group one, please, Spirit? Oh, wow. We have black. Find richness from the dark night. We do have indigo here, improve your vision. So this is kind of similar to the message of the owl. I think that this month, with the black energy being here, I do think that there is some uncertainty or some metaphorical darkness that you guys are moving through. Like a lot of times when we feel debilitated or uncomfortable, it's because we're moving into something that we've never done before, or we are noticing maybe areas within the situation that we're in where we're kind of like deficient, or we may not have done this. We haven't flexed these metaphorical muscles before. So I think that Spirit is just confirming that there is darkness this month. There is unknown this month that you're moving through. But with the owl, the beautiful thing about this is that owls are able to see into the night. They're nocturnal. So Spirit is saying that this could be a month where you're really leaning into your intuition to help guide you in making choices and decisions. Leaning into your intuition when it comes to any partnerships or connections coming into your life at this time, I think is going to be really important, really significant here. Because you guys can feel it, Spirit is saying. Like, you know intuitively if something or someone feels a little off, or if it's feeling a little draining to you, or if there's like a darker energy at play. You know, like we started this reading kind of talking about the healing energy. Maybe a lot of my group 1 viewers, you guys have been in connections in the past where people have like taken from you more than they want to give. And maybe for some of you, this is vice versa, right? Like maybe some of you, my viewers, have been in that position before where you've kind of latched on to other people in an unhealthy way. I feel like it's the first for most of my pile 1 viewers though. And so this month, I do think there's a situation presenting itself here with a connection of significance where you're going to be able to practice using your intuition to guide you through the situation. So I'm going to clear off our cards, group 1, and we're going to now transition into your charms and dice. All right, group 1. So let's take a look and see what the charms and dice have to add to your October message. All right, so we do have Aquarius energy here. We've got the sun, the full moon. We've got the 9th house, water energy, the number 3. Let's pull some charms. Ooh, okay. So as you guys know, if you watch these, anything that doesn't land in a specific area, I usually just put it back. So let's see, this is going here, this is here. Definitely looks like a lot of career energy coming up for this group as well. All right, so, this is really interesting with home and family because you guys had this 10 of Cups in reverse in your tarot, which can talk about kind of like family stuff, right? Maybe disharmony or breaking away from family. And with the cat coming up here, this is an energy of independence. So maybe some of my group 1 viewers are stepping out on your own, leaving behind the comfort of family, or, this could even be talking about like maybe going through a breakup with a specific connection or getting out of a connection. And maybe that's why for some of you, it's felt like it's a little bit draining here. Because even when I'm coming up here under love and partnerships, we have Aquarius, which is a very detached sort of energy when it comes to love and relationships. Could have to do with friendship as well for some of you, with Aquarius being here. But we have the letter I, which is kind of interesting because I'm seeing it as like I being self, right? I for independent, I being self, you, my viewer, independent of this connection. We also have the X here, which could talk about like a literal X, and this is coming up under social life and others. I wasn't going to say anything, but I kind of felt that energy a little bit with some of you guys because we had the graveyard as well as the lovers with the vampire here. So it was giving me this vibe of like, is someone from the past resurrecting themselves? Because like a vampire would like live in its grave until it's ready to come out and, do its thing again. I feel like that could be coming through for some of you guys. Group 1, someone from the past maybe resurrecting themselves, and you're more, discerning than you were when you dealt with them before. Okay. What else? We have a lot of stuff happening here with work and well-being. I feel like maybe some of you guys with the 9th house this month, you're traveling, or you're doing something around like travel, higher education, and spirituality, philosophy, religion. New practices here maybe that are better helping you to replenish your emotional well-being, or are more connected to your emotion, your emotional experience, your emotional well-being, your emotional health. I see that coming through as well. We also have some beginnings and endings coming through here with career and finances. Lots of energy that we can touch on here. So when it comes to career, I want to double check something really quick. I think the star has to do with dream fulfillment. And this diamond has to do with like clarity, but also new promises, new beginnings. So there's some new beginnings, some new dream fulfillment that's coming through for you in your career this month, group number 1. A new commitment you're making in career, a new promise that you're making to yourself in your career, getting clarity on what direction we're going with career. And a lot of this, career and finances, I kind of read together because I know that a lot of times they come hand in hand. With this strawberry here, this has to do with the season of spring, which has to do with new beginnings, right? So there's something here which could be part of what's debilitated for you. There's definitely some sort of new beginning coming through with career and finance this month, and it's coming on the close of a major cycle here with the full moon. So you're closing out some sort of chapter with finance and career in order to welcome in a new beginning here. And you guys also have the sun here with finances. So there could be like a spotlight here on financial matters this month as well. The sun also has to do with our sense of self, our personality, kind of who we are, our life force energy. So there could be something new here around your sense of self as it pertains to finance, and also old things that we're closing out, reflecting on old lessons, again, because there's something new that you guys want to start or that you are starting this month. We also have the bells, which can indicate news, and the number 3, which talks about creative expression. And this is coming up under the spirit and self energy. So I definitely think that this is a month where a lot of you guys are getting like intuitive messages from spirit. I saw that with this owl energy, and I saw that here with this indigo energy. So I feel like the advice this month is for you guys to really listen to the messages that you are receiving and allow those messages to inform your creative expression, whether it be in your work, in your friendships, etc. this month. So this is what I'm seeing, group 1. It looks like a really interesting month ahead. Lots of themes around career, lots of themes around whatever this partnership energy is. Please comment below and let me know which aspects of this message resonate with you. And if you want to continue to support my work, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you will be updated whenever I post new content or share any updates about the channel or the business or services. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next upload. Bye. Hey, group number 2, and welcome to your reading for the month of October. If you guys selected this beautiful amethyst point, this is going to be your message. So today, as I said, we're looking into what's ahead for you for the month of October. We're going to start with tarot and oracle, and then we will be transitioning into charms and dice. And I will have the charms and dice section timestamp for you guys in the description box below in case any of you like to skip ahead to that part. Do keep in mind that this is a general reading, and so the messages are not necessarily going to resonate for everyone out there. So if anything feels like it's confusing you or it just doesn't feel like it fits your situation, that's typically a sign that it's not your message. So just release that and let that go. All right. So what is ahead for this group? The month of October. So we've got the overall energy of the 12th house, and then from the tarot to start us off, we've got the High Priestess, the 6 of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. So I feel the overall energy here with the 12th house is, as the card notes, introspection, right? So maybe some of my group 2 viewers are spending some time. I don't necessarily see you being isolated, because I actually see, especially mid-month, there's something something here that's happening for you, like activity that's happening here. But I do think that there is an element of you observing this month, group 2. With the High Priestess, it's like leaning back, being the observer, watching, taking in information, feeling the situation out, and leaning into your intuition to guide you. Some of you guys could be starting off this month just feeling more introspective in general, right? Like maybe you're in a situation here with a group of people, or a situation here where there could be a level of exposure for you associated with a group of people. And I feel you guys maybe be like kind of just going within to tune into yourself to feel this situation out a little bit. I'm also kind of being drawn to the 12th house card, how we kind of have these, like the chakra alignment here too. So I feel like alignment is significant this month as well. 12th house is very spiritual too, you guys. Like, I definitely feel there's something here significant this month about a group of people that you belong to. And one thing that I'm kind of noticing in this card and here too, you see how there's one person from this little group, I don't know what this is, an imp. There's one little imp from this group that's holding the cat. And here as well, where it's almost like maybe you guys might feel like you're a little different. Cats also are symbolic to independence as well. And so there could be some sort of energy here of like feeling kind of enmeshed or tied to this group spiritually, or just enmeshed and tied to them because of whatever work that you guys do, but still wanting to find that balance of like, okay, yes, we are one, but I'm also me, right? And I actually kind of feel like by the ending of the month, there's an energy of maybe like minimizing this or leaving it behind for some of you. It's like you're taking your cat and you're walking away. So let's kind of see what this is about for group 2. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about my group 2 viewers and what's ahead for them in October? The 6 of Wands, like this group energy that I'm seeing here, this is kind of about like being in the spotlight, being seen, being exposed. Maybe some of you guys feel a bit uncomfortable with that, with the 5 of Pentacles. Like 5 of Pentacles is sort of like an energy of feeling minimized or feeling left out or wanting to minimize something, ice it out a little bit, walk away. Could be a lot of different things, but let's see, group 2. We have yin and yang in the upright here. We also have the angel of love here as well. And we do have the woman holding a coin at the bottom of the deck. So this could be connected to your finances, your career for some of you guys. The 5 of Pentacles can sometimes indicate a time where we're going through a little rough patch here financially. Like maybe there's been some sort of reduction that you guys have gone through, or you're feeling just maybe a little squeezed, which would be very common right now for a lot of people. This can talk about losing a job as well for some. So let's see. The yin yang is kind of interesting. I want to start there. So in the upright, this is kind of talking about the yin cycle, where most of the action is happening underneath of the surface, which makes a lot of sense with our High Priestess energy and the 12th house energy being here. It says this is a time of great receptivity, intuition, and gestation. External circumstances may be forcing you to go within and examine present activity. It's an especially good time for completion, so wrap things up. Yin cycles often call you to be passive, yielding, and reflective. So be open to these sides of your nature. Being more than acting is the intention here. And I feel like being more than acting is probably what's helping you guys to see more clearly that you are a little different from whatever group or situation that you're finding yourself in here, right? Because I feel with this cat, it's here in all of the cards, and I feel like you, my viewer, are the one with the cat. Like, you're feeling or sensing that you're kind of the odd one out, or you're feeling or sensing that maybe this situation is not aligned in your highest good, potentially. Or maybe for some of you, it may not even be that it's not for you. It could be that there are feelings of inadequacy here that you're needing to overcome this month as well. Because the other thing about the Five of Pentacles that I think a lot of times we forget about is that there's support here, right? This is two beings that are walking outside of what is supposed to be like a church, right? And so a church, I mean, depends on who you ask, but I know like the intention behind this card is that the church represents support, right? Going inside to get help if you need. So that could be part of it. For maybe some of you guys are feeling nervous about asking for help. But it definitely feels like this is a month of passivity, right? Where we're intuiting, we're sensing, we're being present in the moment to kind of see how we fit into the situation. And maybe as you're kind of meditating on this, these feelings of being left out or being different or marginalized are coming up for you. We also have the Angel of Love. So let's see. She's holding a rose quartz heart, radiating tender and loving vibrations, bringing you compassion and affection. Okay, so the one thing I want to pause on there is that rose quartz is an amazing crystal, you guys, for self-love. I do kind of feel with the Six of Wands that there is something around self-love that may need to be addressed, because a lot of times this Six of Wands, it has to do with like, from a self-esteem perspective, it can be connected to validation that we get from others, okay? And maybe you guys are not feeling seen or validated by the people who are around you. And it's going to be important for you to be able to soothe that for yourself so that you don't feel inadequate. Because you're not inadequate, okay? This says, if you're looking for new love, this angel brings a message of its upcoming approach. If you're looking for deeper, more intimate connections with someone already in your life, she's here to say that far greater tenderness is available. Remember that your first intention for tenderness must be directed inward. Yes. And the compassion that you demonstrate toward yourself will influence the energetic potential of these events in a significant way. So yeah, I think that self-love and being able to soothe and provide that love and support to yourself is going to be a highly significant theme for you this month, group number 2. Because I think there is something about this situation that you're just kind of feeling out. And I think you're feeling like there's something coming up for you around self-worth as you're maybe feeling or comparing yourself to the other members of this group or community that you belong to. Okay. So let's take a look. What else for group 2, please, Spirit? We have the Ghost, regrets. Oh, wow. I'm gonna pull one of these as well. Something's haunting you guys. Something is lingering here from the past as we come into this month of October. Spirit for group 2. We have bronze, strengthen your body. Beautiful. Okay, I want to take a look at the guidebook for this ghost energy because I feel there's something that you guys are coming into the month of October like hanging on to that's making you feel sad. It says, should the ghost come gliding into your life during divination, it may indicate that you have some regrets to let go of. Holding grudges or regrets is burdensome work, and it weighs us down. By taking actions to free ourselves from these old burdens, we clear the way for more rightful and wise action for the future. We can begin to live again fully if we let go of what was and step into new possibilities. There's just something, I think, about the past as well, you guys, that's probably making you feel a lot worse than you actually need to feel. Okay, maybe there's a mistake that you feel like you made or something. It feels like it's connected to whatever this group situation is that's here in the heart of this reading, or the way you're being viewed or perceived, or your self-worth, something like that. So I feel like this month, the strengthening your body and the angel of love, it's interesting that they're coming up kind of together by this Five of Pentacles, right? Because with the angel of love is kind of talking about inner self-love, and I feel like this is talking about let's strengthen our physical body, right? Like let's love ourselves through taking care of our physical fitness and our physical strength. Maybe some of you guys with the 12th house and the Five of Pentacles have been not feeling your best physically this month as well, right? This card has come up for me whenever I felt like really sick. Okay, so I'm not saying that's happening for anyone here. I'm just giving an example of how it could manifest for some people. If you know that to be your situation, that's confirmation here. But there's definitely something connected to both physical and spiritual self-love here that's coming through. And metaphorically strengthening yourself or physically strengthening yourself, right? So group 2, let's clear off these cards and we're going to now transition into your charms. Okay, group 2. So let's start with some dice and just see what other messages Spirit has for you for the month of October. All right. So we've got our little wand. We've got waning gibbous, number 3. We have the second house here. This one did not land anywhere, so we're going to take that out. Let's take a look at the charms. Any additional messages, please, Spirit, for group number 2? Oh, that just flew on the floor, so I will grab that later. All right. You know, it's really interesting looking at this because I feel like there's actually a lot of message here around money stuff coming through. Like the first thing that's jumping out to me is this skull and crossbones as it pertains to finances and wealth. This, you guys, it's talking about red flags. And so it's interesting, right? Because there is this energy of the Five of Pentacles, which can talk about financial squeeze or financial challenge. I also just noticed here, this little child dropped his bag of candy, right? It's like, oops, I was being messy, or like there's some sort of mistake or regret here, I feel, for some of you guys when it comes to money this month, that you're coming into the month with. And I feel like Spirit is just saying, pay attention to the red flags as it pertains to the energy exchange of money. And it's interesting too, because the second house also talks about money and resources, but it also talks about our values and our self-worth, which are tied into our discussion around this card earlier as well, right? So your advice is centered around self-worth this month. So for a lot of you guys, maybe you're looking to secure down a new job opportunity. Maybe you have secured down a new job opportunity coming into this month as well. Maybe that's what the Six of Wands is talking about here for some of you. Okay. But this is about, your advice is about knowing your worth as it pertains to your money, your resources, the value that you bring to the table. Okay. We also have some new commitments here, I see, with health and well-being. So with the diamond and the wand coming up here, I'm actually seeing a recommitment or a new commitment being made to maybe some practices in this area. With the wands, this feels like a lot of energy being put, like focused in on this area of life. Maybe you guys are feeling more energized this month. Maybe you're starting some new exciting creative ways of, working out, with the bronze energy being here for some of you, but there's like a new start with this. And then in your home and family sector here, we have the number 3, which can talk about creativity, creative expression. We also have the waning gibbous moon, which talks about reevaluating habits and relationships. And then we have the swan, which can talk of loyalty. I also think of partnerships when I think of swans, because I feel like they're always together in pairs, right? So there's something here around home and family where there's maybe some new creative expression coming in. I feel like for some of you, this is tied into the health and well-being, like the new promises or practices here. But the waning gibbous is saying we're reevaluating our habits, right? And we're reevaluating our habits as it pertains to home and family routines, starting new creative ways of taking care of ourselves. And it's just interesting, right? Because this card, right? Like a lot of our energy this month for you, group 2, was about being more introspective. And so there is this energy here of going within to reevaluate something. But yeah, I definitely feel like a lot of the major theme that you guys are moving through this month is centered around self-worth as it pertains to your money, your resources, things like that. But maybe we're also kind of offsetting some of that or helping to build some of that up by starting some new practices in these areas as well. So I think this is what I see for you, group 2. We're going to end your message here, but please do comment below. Let me know if you found this reading to be helpful. I would love to hear how it helped and what parts resonated with you. And if you do want to continue to support my work, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you guys will be notified when I post new videos. And I do look forward to seeing you there. Bye. Hey, group 3, and welcome to your reading. So if you guys were drawn to the blue Apatite tower, which is super beautiful, this will be your message for the month of October. We're going to start with tarot and oracle cards, and then we will also be transitioning into charms and dice. So if you guys want to skip to the charms and dice a little quicker, I'll have it timestamped for you below. Okay, so with this blue Apatite, group 3, I do kind of think that there could be something significant for you this month around authentic expression of self, communication, potentially. We have Saturn, 2 of Pentacles, Knight of Pumpkins or Pentacles, and then the Ace of Wands coming through. So what's happening, group 3, this month? So with Saturn coming through as your overall energy, group 3, there's an energy this month of you really like becoming more disciplined with regard to something that you're doing. Maybe it's discipline in your communication or discipline in your creative expression. Like the first thing that I was kind of noticing when this card was flipped over was how the hand is sort of like it almost looks like it's sort of constraining or confining this little imp, right? And so the Ace of Wands is creative expression. It's like impulsivity, it's passion, right? It's a lot of different things that it's like that pure fire energy. And I think that there's something about this pure fire energy that's coming through for you this month that you're containing, right? Like you're tempering it a little bit, balancing it out with some of these pentacles. I think toward the beginning of this month, there's sort of this energy of weighing options, group number 3, maybe needing to make a decision about something. For some of you guys, financially speaking, there could be an energy of like transitioning resources around to kind of keep things balanced, right? So like you could have different bank accounts that you're moving things around in flux and things like that. But I feel like a lot of what this balancing act or this decision is that you're starting the month with, it's actually helping you to get a little bit more structured and strict with yourself around whatever this is for you. Whether this is something creative, a new idea that you have, whether it's a new like love interest that you're feeling really attracted to, whether it's the way you're expressing yourself. There's something here at the heart of the month around getting your ducks in a row and making like a very practical and structured plan going forward. Really making sure that you're paying attention to the details, really making sure that you've got the right framework with Saturn in place to set yourself up for success long term. Being more responsible with the way that we're channeling our creative idea or creative energy, if that makes sense. So let's keep going with this, the Energy Oracle deck. What else, please, Spirit, do we have for group 3 as we navigate through the month of October? We have the Thinking Woman, beautiful energy. We also have Cornucopia, so amazing. And we have the Thinking Man as well. Maybe I was about to say this, but then I stopped myself. I feel like maybe for some of you, there could be a partnership involved with whatever you're planning potentially. Especially we have these divine counterparts here, the Thinking Woman and the Thinking Man. Think of these as the swords energy in the tarot. So the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords for some of you. But we also have patience here. So I think there's an understanding this month that whatever you guys are planning, it's leading you to abundance and prosperity in your life. But it's going to take time. It can't be rushed with the Knight of Pentacles here. Okay, so I think there is an understanding here of that we need to do it the right way, build the right structure so that we can start to set it up for success to really flourish and blossom in the future here. So Thinking Woman could be your energy, group 3, but could also be the energy of a partner, someone that you guys know, someone that you're working with here, some sort of support. But this is going to be the energy of research, right? Doing your research, applying your knowledge, applying your expertise to support you through making this decision. I'm going to actually pull... Let me see. We're going to look at this in the guidebook as well. So, female of wisdom or understanding. This woman could be a friend who helps you express and understand your feelings, or she could be a teacher brought to your life at this time to take you in a new direction. This could also be a new love interest with a woman who's thoughtful, conscious, and aware, or like the Thinking Man, the card could represent a side of yourself that's ready to blossom and bring clarity and assistance to the world. Okay, so find your voice with this blue apatite and let the wisdom shine. So there is something about you, group 3, and your communication and your expression of your ideas that's tied into this. Let's look at Cornucopia. This is about wishes being fulfilled. You may even find all of your wishes fulfilled. This cornucopia of gifts from the universe can come in the form of financial riches, job fulfillment, romantic love, or all of the above. When you receive the cornucopia, you know you've done important work and it's about to pay off. The seeds you've planted in your energy and in your life are ready to be harvested in some significant ways. Get ready for a great feast of abundant value is being prepared for you now, and Spirit is applauding all of your efforts. So yeah, you're already, I think, starting to kind of see some of the fruits of your labor, group 3. But now I think this month is about like setting up that framework for long-term abundance. So let's continue. We have 2 more cards and then we'll go into the charms. Group 3. What else please read for group 3 this month? The other thing that I'm getting when I'm looking at this is there could be a decision around what approach that you want to take too. See how we kind of have the lit up pumpkin and then like the dark evil looking pumpkin? There could be 2 choices or 2 approaches that you're kind of weighing options on. Or 2, just 2 options or 2 paths in general. Okay. I just want 1, so we're going to put these back. What else for group 3 this month, please, Spirit? We have Halloween, sorry, the jack-o'-lantern protection coming through. And that makes a lot of sense. I feel this protection energy, you guys, is about like, because to me, it feels like you guys might be getting some sort of like legal protection, or you're doing something with regard to the structure of your idea that's meant to keep away negativity, right? It's meant to provide boundaries for you in some sort of like official capacity. And maybe that's what you're deciding at the beginning of this month is like, you know, with the jack-o'-lantern synchronicity that we have here, it's like, do I protect or do I not right now? Let's get one more. I keep seeing the gold energy as I'm shuffling. So there's definitely something about abundance that this is connected to. Group 3. Some of you guys could also be going like getting an education around something this month as well with the thinking woman, learning a new skill, studying something new. That's all a part of setting you up for success. All right, so we've got black. Okay. We also have aqua. This is so beautiful. Experiencing peace and calm, awakening your empathy. Lots of this blue energy that's coming through for you guys. I think that a lot of you, with your self-expression, with whatever this is that you're working on, I feel like it brings abundance because it brings the collective peace and empathy and calm and very healing, abundant energy. But we have the black here, okay? So this, you guys, it's giving me like an energy of incubation a little bit, right? Like maybe this path forward isn't completely clear and I think that it's not that it's completely clear, but it's just that it's going to take time. Like I feel like there could be a little bit of ambiguity that you guys are navigating this month. Maybe getting comfortable with not knowing how it's going to turn out is a theme for some of you as well. But I feel like this is kind of talking about needing to go within, right? Especially as it pertains to whatever decision you feel like you need to make, checking in with yourself before you move forward. Maybe even pulling back your energy from something that could be distracting you, or pulling back your energy from other people who might be affecting you or judging you. Like there's definitely an energy with protection and black of like keeping something away so that you can focus on what you need to focus on, your abundance planning for the future here. So this is really interesting, group 3. I'm going to go ahead and clear off your cards so that we can get more info with your charms. All right, group 3. So let's go ahead and start with some dice and see what other messages Spirit has for you about the month of October. All right. Ooh, so we have Uranus here. We've got full moon energy here. And we have the 11th house here as well. We're going to move these guys away. I feel like I missed one. I don't know where it is. We'll find it after oh, here it is. Didn't land anywhere. All right, let's grab some charms, group 3. All right. Let's see. The little strawberry, I feel like it's almost like right in the center here, but pointing sort of towards home and family a little bit. Okay. This is interesting, you guys. So with this strawberry being at the center, I think that there is some sort of new beginning or fresh energy that you guys are welcoming into your life as we navigate through the month of October. It's interesting that I was kind of getting this message of protection toward the ending of your reading of the cards, right? Protection from others, or maybe like setting boundaries. Because we see here with the health and well-being section, we've got the 11th house, but then we also have the cross. The cross can talk about like burdens. It can talk about sacrifices. 11th house energy is the energy of community and friends. And so I think that there might be something about community and friends or other people that you are connected to where you're realizing that maybe this is impacting your well-being. Maybe you feel like you carry a lot of burdens for other people. Maybe you feel like you make a lot of sacrifices for other people, and this is starting to impact your well-being for better or worse, right? So with Saturn being here, it's about you guys kind of taking responsibility for setting the boundaries that you need to set in order to protect yourself. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to like ice people out, but I think it just means we're setting better boundaries. We're becoming more aware of how other people can affect us. There is a new beginning that's coming through here with home and family with the new moon. Maybe something that is more securing something. Maybe some of you guys are getting a new home this month or some new secure energy coming through with family. But this little clothespin was also kind of straddling the well-being section as well. So it could even be that some of these energies around groups and friends kind of spill over into your home and family as well. So it's like new beginnings, new secure beginnings of setting boundaries all around with people in your life. Group 3. We also have the crown coming through here with self. And so I think this is a reminder from Spirit to own your power, stepping into your sovereignty, right? Like you are not powerless, you are powerful. So if you are in a situation where you feel kind of bogged down by all of the sacrifices or responsibilities, it's like, remember that you have the control over your life. You have sovereignty to make the decisions that are right for you, and you're not victim to anyone, right? I don't know why I felt like I needed to say that, but that's just what came through. So just discard that if that doesn't really resonate with you. For some of you guys too, it could even be that like you're making sacrifices now so that you can have that cornucopia later, right? Because that is sort of the energy of Saturn. It tempers the impulses, right? Like we were talking about with this Ace of Wands. So there's something here that you're getting a little bit more disciplined around as it pertains to, your family and your friends and yourself this month as well, Group 3. So in career, we do have some change. It looks like you're navigating through something with career. And then we have the little pearl here, which talks about wisdom, hidden wisdom, maybe for some of you. I feel like maybe some of you are uncovering or unearthing some sort of hidden wisdom this month that is navigating you through career changes or just career goals. It could even be that you guys learn this pearl of wisdom from this thinking woman or the thinking man. Maybe you learn it through your studies or reading or research for some of you. But we do have some interesting energy coming through in your advice section, you guys. So we've got Uranus, and then we also have the little squid. The squid can talk about threats. So it's kind of interesting that we had all of that protection energy, because it's almost like you guys know going into this month that there's something maybe like threatening your well-being that we need to kind of set boundaries around here. And when I think of a squid, right, I think of like this creature that is like, it really like latches on to its prey. Okay, so I think some of you guys really are needing to set some boundaries with other people in your life this month, groups of people that you're a part of. But Uranus is interesting, right? Because this is all about uniqueness, authenticity, and rebellion, right? And I feel for a lot of my group number 3 viewers, we started off your reading talking about authentic expression of self. So I feel like Spirit is advising you this month to be your authentic self. Express yourself authentically. Be who you are, even if it's weird. Even if whatever this is that you guys are working on is like considered weird by others, or if it's considered a little rebellious or different, you're being guided to be yourself. And it could be that through being yourself, it attracts in, this type of energy of people that want to kind of like unhealthily latch onto you, or they kind of push your boundaries. But I think that's kind of the lesson this month for this group. It's about setting that framework up so that you are protected moving forward from that type of energy. So this is what I see. Group 3 looks like a very interesting and exciting month ahead. Please do comment below. Let me know how this reading may have resonated with you. And if you do want to continue to support my work, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. And hit the notification bell so that way you guys are updated whenever I'm posting new content, new channel updates, or business and service updates as well. See you there.